Hey everybody, welcome to the start of episode 5 of Labyrinth of Touhou. So, in the last episode we got most of the way through the 4th floor, including fighting off the Shanghai Doll version 2 at level 14, which was pretty tough. But we still got a level 17 boss on that level to fight, as well as FOEs. Now I don't think we're quite ready for the level 4 FOE yet, but one thing that we can do now, I think we can take on this level 3 FOE. You might remember that we tried it before. It was like a lesser golem. Had very high defense and magic defense. And we could barely do damage to it. But if I remember correctly, the trick is that if we have Wriggle in the party, we can have her use poison on it, and this makes the fight significantly easier. So, I figured we would give this a shot before we level down to 17 and try that boss up on the 4th floor. So let's do this. Bring it! Whoa! Took Marisa right out. There we go. That is one more FOE down. And yeah, so next we're headed to level 4 to take on the level 17 boss. So, we will pick back up once I've got all that menu wrangling done, and I'll see you there. Or so I said, but there's actually a red exclamation point and possibly 2 green ones here. So let's check this out first. It's points like this that the game needs a couple of extra character portraits to convey different emotions than Chen is happy. So that is Chen. Let's see. I guess she's not in the party yet, but we do want to grab these 2 treasure chests before we head out. So what do we get? We get a Tome of Reincarnation, another rare item, and a Swiftness Gem. Special item. So we will pop out of the dungeon. Oh, and we get an achievement too. We get a Green Dream. Let's see what the achievement's for. Collect 40 different materials. There's no girl who doesn't like having more stuff. So, Chen is a character that we were supposed to apparently get earlier. We can level her up a bunch. You can see that she has very low most stats, but her speed grows really fast. So, I mean, we can buff her mind a little bit just to get it up to the level of her defense. Then we'd probably dump the rest in speed to specialize. And if we go to the human village, we can put her in the party. Who do we swap out? We'll temporarily swap out Momiji, because we want to look at Chen's skills. Now, what are her special skills? First off, she has 3 spell cards. And you'll notice that she's, I think, our first serious fire type. So that's cool. Then we've got all of her special skills. So, Yakumo clan. Other Yakumo clan members at the front ups user stats by level times 8% per. Doesn't occur until an ally or enemy gets a turn. So that'd be, you know, Yukari or Ran. But that implies that we're going to get both of them on our team eventually, which is kind of cool. Instant attack. When the user is brought from the front to the back, consume... Oh, brought to the front from the back. That makes more sense. Consume with TP to set the ATB bar to 10,000. Has no effect if the user's out of TP. Okay, instant attack. I think Momiji has that too. Beatdown. When the user defeats an enemy, the user will recover a certain number of MP and have all stats increased by pretty significant, well, 8 to 16% based on that. Multiple kills don't stack. Meh. Upon the user's turn, user's speed increases by 10%. Lowers the chance for allies to be affected by heavy. Duration of heavy is reduced. The TP penalty for using escape is greatly reduced. So these are all kind of cool. This one's not of any use to us yet because we don't have Ran. But like... And we're not fighting a lot of enemies that have heavy effects. This will be useful if we come up against bosses that use heavy, but right now it's pretty rare, so we don't need to worry about this too much. But what we'll do, I think, is we'll actually... we'll put a point and accelerate to master that. We'll buff the Phoenix spread wings so that we can do some fire damage if we need to. And then we'll put the rest into some evade boost and some speed boost. Just kind of bring her up even stronger. So there's one new character, and let's head into... So I'm gonna set us up to fight that level 17 boss on level 4, and we'll get started from there. Alright, fortunately for us, there is a relay point that brings us right to this boss. We are level 17. I mean, we've got a pretty good basic team here, I think. So, I mean, I don't even remember what this boss is, so I guess we're going to find out in just a second. Alright, it's Moko time. She is a strict fire type. And I'm pretty sure she hits pretty hard, so we're going to see what we can do with this first shot. But then what I'll do is I'll tune my strategy and we'll come back for another fight. You know, assuming we lose, which we might not. So as you can see there, she's got a very strong regenerative capability and a lot of fire attacks. So we're going to peak up our characters a little bit, and we'll come back. Notice also that she's level 20 when we're forced to be level 17. Such is this game. Alright, let's try this again. Well, that was odd. There's a trick to that, isn't there? Oh, goodness gracious. We need to survive that somehow? It did so much damage, though, even to people who had high fire defense. Huh. Alright, let's try this again and see if we can... I fiddled around with things. I looked up... So apparently the attack that she has after she self-revives, Moko that is, the way to deal with it is to have Komachi around with lots of fire resistance and have other people with dodge capabilities. So I put long fall boots on a couple of people and try to have a fairly robust team here. We just need to make sure that when we take her out, if we take her out, that that we do enough, that we have enough people who can take the hit. So, without further ado, let's try this Moko fight again. And this will probably be the last time I mention it, because I'm just going to cut out any losses. We did it! Alright, we have beaten Moko. Finally. Okay, well, we finally beat Moko, and that gets us to this switch here, actually. I'll just fill this space out for the heck of it. But we can hit that, and that'll make all the stuff elsewhere in the level disappear. You may remember that there were some blocks down in the south end of the level, so we'll go check those out. We're almost done with level 4. Let's go get some recovery, huh? Yeesh. Oh, and, of course, we can level everybody all the way up again. So, I'll do that, and I'll come back, and we'll start checking out those stuff that we're looking for on the 4th floor. Finish up the 4th floor, head to 5. So we are over here on the southwestish area of level 4. And this is open now, and it leads to a stairs down, so we'll check this out. What do we got? It can't be much, can it? Or maybe it is. Shoot, I don't know. I mean, it pulls us down back to level 3, so the enemies will be easier again, but does that mean anything for us? We've got a treasure chest. Get it up V? Or get it up 5? Okay. And that's it for that. So we'll head back up, and we'll head over to the other one on the east side, southeast side. Alright, we're over here on the southeast side of the level, and once again, we've got a down staircase to check out. It's probably going to be symmetric with the other one, except this one is locked. So we'll have to come back here when we decide to use it. So you may recall that Parse was down here, and we haven't gotten her yet. I've been checking occasionally, but I haven't checked in a little while, so I figured we'd drop by here again and see if she has anything new to say. Hey, alright, we finally got her to join. So let's go check and see what she can do. Let's see. Level up Parse a bit. So she seems to have fairly average stats in most places. A high magic defense. Attack type. Okay. Let's see, and let's check on her skills as well. So, MP, mine, and resistance boosts. But then her... she has 4 spell cards. Large box and small box. Either normal or very large damage randomly. Chance of a strong hit is based on spell level and battle situation, whatever that means. Midnight Anathema Ritual. Targets a single enemy can inflict terror and silence. Infliction rate is low, but the duration and effect is very high. Spell that targets all enemies and can inflict terror. Damage and terror effect is small, but the infliction rate is quite high. So kind of like infliction rate is low or infliction rate is high. Kind of a trade-off there. And then spell that deals very high damage only to enemies affected by terror. Damage increases depending on the terror effect currently on the enemy. After the damage is dealt, the terror effect will be removed. So basically Parsi's strategy seems to be cause terror, jealousy of kind and lovely, and repeat. Let's look at her other skills. So, two-way curse. If the user is affected by an ailment, the user will deal level times 12% more damage and take 12% less damage. So that turns ailments to our advantage. Final blow. Damage dealt is increased by significant percent against enemies with an ailment. More allies or foes affected by debuff, the more the user's stats increase. That's pretty good. When the user is in front, dark damage dealt is increased. Applied to all in front. If the user uses concentrate while under 66% hit points, you'll consume TP to restore hit points. And that is what Parsi has for us. So that seems pretty good. Actually, what do we want to throw power onto, points into right now, huh? Probably that. Then we got, what, 9 points? Just throw them in a resistance boost. Sounds reasonable. Alright. So then, yeah, I'm still trying to build up a little bit of equipment to fight Moko with. From what I understand, in order to deal with that fire attack that she uses after you knock her out once, you need high fire resistance or possibly high dodge. So I'm aiming towards that, but I'm not quite there yet. So we'll keep, I'll keep working on that, and anything interesting, I'll show here. Well, I came down here just for fun, but did you see the damage that attack did with Parsi's ability? That's going to be something that we're going to want to try to use when we can. So it's been a while since we've been over here, too, and I mean, this was just like some kind of gloomy flower, but I'm not quite sure what it does or what, so let's check it out. Oh, wait. Well, it didn't do anything obvious, but we did complete it. And I guess Aki had something to do with that. That's cool. Alright, well, let's keep going, and we'll see what's next. So, after Aki cleared that flower and gave it strength back, I checked all the levels and checked to see if there's anything new going on. And up here in level 4, do you remember that little area right in that center where there's that big blank rectangle, and then we went in there and I'm like, there's nothing here. Well, look, there's something there now. Let's go check this out. Our little interruption there, but here we are. We've got a red exclamation point. Huh. There's something here, but not what we're looking for, I guess, or we haven't cleared it yet. So we'll have to figure out what we need to do to clear this up. So yeah, let's keep pushing forward. Just for fun, I felt like it was really appropriate to put the Violent Green Rupee on Parsi. It is bright green, and it increases money acquisition rate. I feel like someone jealous like Parsi kind of suits her, so we'll put that on her instead. So, the person who encouraged me to start this Let's Play, DDDiz93 on YouTube, made a very good suggestion in a comment earlier this week, and what they said is why not open all these treasure chests that are locked, just to see what's in them, and then like load saves basically so I don't actually use up the treasure chest keys. So we're going to do just that before we head up to floor number 5, because that'll be a fun little thing to just kind of, you know, cut the space between big fight and random exploring. So let's check out these three. These three are on level 1 at the far southwest end, or almost the far southwest end, excluding Misty's little spot there in the corner. We've got 3 of them here, so we'll check these out. So we've got a biggest sword ever, a purple metallic armor, a mana flower, a symbol of faith. So there's multiple items in these chests. We'll check this one too. A money growing tree, a Mr. Midnight oil set, items discovery weekly, and this one has magic gems times 2, energy gems times 2. So some pretty good stuff. Alright, here we are on floor 3. There weren't any on floor 2 that I could see. So we're here on the kind of the westish side. I came south from the main thing, and here we are. Let's check this out. 3 magic gems. That's it. Not a great haul, but decent. Also here on floor 3, in that hidden area in the south that you have to get down to from the 4th floor, there's another one here. This one has 2 tin watering cans, 2 sources of magic, and a strange meat pie. Okay. Finally, here in the south end of floor number 4, we have one more. Tome of Insight Attack. Tome of Insight Defense. Magic. Mind. So those are all kind of nice. The Tomes of Insight are special items, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you can teach skills to characters with these tomes. So you know those skills that we have that increase their base stats. You can get them with this. Anyway, that is that. I'm gonna reset and reload without having used up my treasure keys, and we will make our way to the 5th floor. Now, just a reminder that to avoid the FOE from this level, we're going to have to sneak past it over here, like so. So with that interruption out of the way, you gotta make sure you head straight north, or else that thing will definitely try to catch you. And here we are at the stairs leading to level 5, so let's head up! The Cerulean Ocean that drowns everything. What a name. Looks like we got a relay point right here to start. Now we can spawn up here. Very nice. And a large rock blocks the pass. The road opens to the goddess of abundant harvest is engraved on it. That would be Aki. And so that is easy to open. And then we actually have... Oh, what is this? Yeah, we have one red exclamation point right here to check out. So let's do this first. So here we actually have to choose which one we side with, either Kaguya or Moko. This is a choice where you basically get to choose which character you get, and honestly, I'm not sure which one we should pick. But what we can do, since we have multiple save files, is we can just pick one easily, Kaguya for instance. There is Horizon Kaguya, the immortal princess of Aente, right? Moon Princess. She's Kaguya from the. There's a, or at least she's effectively based on the Kaguya princess from Japanese folklore. So we got her, and we may as well leave the dungeon. And what I'll do is I'll just save in a separate slot. And then what we can do is we can pop it in again and check it out from Moko's perspective instead. So we'll just run over there real quick and we'll be right back. Alright, here we are. Alright, so let's head back to town, check both of those characters out, and we'll make a decision after that. We'll save in 4, and let's go put her into the party. We'll start with Moko just because it saves me from loading multiple times. But what we'll do is we'll swap swap Rumi out, maybe? I don't know. Here's Moko. We'll level her up real quick. So getting her up to level 21, these are her stats, starting from level 1 up to level 21. She's got decent defense in mind, and they're right neck and neck with each other. It looks like she's an attack type, decent hit points, decent magic points. Magic points are a little low. And then we can kind of bump up maybe her attack. Okay, so that's Moko. And we'll look at her skills. Where is she? There she is. HP, TP, and attack boost. Nice. So she has a ability that when Kane is in front, she increases her defense in mind up to 30%. Regeneration, Resurrection. We saw her use this skill when we fought her just a few minutes ago. Blazing, increased fire damage. Very nice. She has Fighting Spirit, just like Kasen. And then she has, it looks like 3 spell cards. Fire spell that targets a single enemy, direct attack, wind attack on everybody, lowers attack and magic, and then an all-enemy fire attack with high accuracy. So we got some good abilities here to play around with. But let's check and see what Kaguya is like. You'll notice that she's this spot, Moko was this spot, which suggests that we'll get both of them eventually, but I'll want to check that, actually. But we'll level her up real quick. So she's a magic type. Very low hit points. Oof, look at those hit points. That's really bad. She's slower than Moko, surprisingly. But she's a good mind and good magic ability. And then we can just buff magic like crazy. Oh, look at that. She actually levels up a little bit slower than Moko, too. Moko got to level 21. Kaguya only gets to level 20. So let's check her skills out. MP, Magic, and Mind. Good boosts for the stats that she has as a character. Then we've got Residence of Aente. That would be, you know, Tei, or Raysen, or Arin. They would all count. If there are more than one Residence of Aente in front, Kaguya included, the user stats will be increased by 7% per resident user excluded. User excluded! So that means basically if I put her in the same party in the front with one of the Aente residents, she'll get up to 14% all stats. Pretty good. When the user gets a turn, there's a 75% chance to consume 1 MP. Then the user's attacks will ignore 90% of the enemy's defenses. That's interesting. That's an uncommon skill, I think. We have a Robe of Fire Rat. She reduces fire damage to the party. And then here's a Desire to Rest. When she's switched from front to back, she recovers a bunch of HP and MP automatically, up to 12%, not bad. And then speed is increased by 66% at the back, increasing recovery rates. Oh! So that makes her hit points and magic points recover much faster while she's in the rear ranks. Then, she has 4 spell cards. All enemies Mystic. All enemies Spirit, with reduction to mind and defense. Oh, increases caster stats too. All enemies Nature. Lower the effects of ailments and debuffs on the caster. And then Bullet Branch of Horai. Spirit spell that targets all enemies. Strong damage will have no special effects. So she's got a very heavy magic-based setup there, and some really interesting skills here. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out for the moment, and I will do a little bit of research and figure out which branch we want to run for now and how long we have to run with just one of them. And then I'll come back and I'll explain what I found, and I will see you then. Alright, we are back, and I have made my decision. So, I learned a little bit about both of their skills, and I decided to go with Moko for the time being. The reason being that she has very good, like, taking abilities, and we still end up with a lot of times where we have characters in the front that are just not able to take the hits that they need to take. And so I also checked, we will be getting Kaguya later. Not much later either, it's not too far away. So, you know, it's not like this is a permanent and permanent choice that splits the game into two separate things. We will be getting Kaguya eventually, but right now I think we will move on. Oh, also I picked her because we're in that cold area, and so her fire attacks are going to be really useful in the area that we're at. With that said, we are ready to head to floor 5. And for some reason, this always repeats. Figure that one out. That means that you need to have Aki in the party to even get into level 5 from below. That's interesting. Well, let's do some exploration, and I'll be back when I find something interesting. We've got a tunnel here, and an FOE over in the lower left corner of the screen. So, is this bad? Yes, this is bad. I mean, I guess we should at least see what it does. Worst that happens is it wipes the party, right? So let's check it out and see what we get. You know, see what kills us. Yeah, ouch. Oh, you know what? There was one other reason why I picked Moko instead of Kaguya, and this one's actually the real clincher. Moko has the skill with Kane, right? Kaguya has a skill with anti-resonance, but we don't have any other anti-resonance yet. So until we get some anti-resonance, that skill is completely useless. But as this game is set up right now, we can put 10 points into this, and we can buff Moko, or buff somebody up pretty well based on that. So that said, we just got totally wiped by that Lamprey on floor number 5. But well, I guess let's keep going. That strike fish is new, and it just so happens that we're right next to a red exclamation point, so let's check and see what this is. Alright, there is our first meeting with Sanae, Moria's Shrine Maiden, and apparently the two gods that hang out at her shrine have vanished into the tree, as we would have expected. Well, we haven't seen them yet, so we'll have to keep looking, but that means probably 3 more characters that join us eventually? Good stuff. By the way, I forgot to mention this, but Sanae was over here just a little bit south and a little bit east of the stairs that we came up to get into this floor. Alright, here we are just south of where we met Sanai for the first time. And we got a little treasure chest, which contains a couple of purifying amulets. Very nice. Oh boy, we've got multiple FOEs in this area. So here we are, kind of in the southern area, a little east, but mostly south of level 5. And you can see over there, there's a FOE over there that does not like us getting anywhere near his area. So we will avoid him for now, probably another friggin' lamprey. There's another, or rather that same one that killed us earlier is over on the other side of this big room. Hold on, let's kill these things. Even enemy... Marius' magic is so high that even enemies that, like, she's not suited to fight get taken out. So, I'm kind of on this little rectangle in the southern area of the level, and yeah, that same FOE that bugged us is willing to bug us again over here. And it's just instant, not instant, but it's pretty quick death for us at this level. So, we'll keep exploring and see if we find anything fun. So here we are a little bit further south, and we found another giant rock. Only those who possess 10,000 or more money may pass. Hey, guess what we have? Monies. And all it does is lead us to a treasure chest, it looks like. With a water-cutting sword. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, not much else going on there. It's kind of like the far south end of the level. But, I mean, since it doesn't lead anywhere, that means that we don't need to maintain 10,000 gold in our inventory at all times. Which is nice. One thing worth noting is that these sea slugs that we've been fighting seem to have ridiculously high evade skills. So, worth watching out for. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so I just found something interesting. Remember this area over here on the south, but a little bit east? How there was an FOE? It's just a little bit off screen to the right. You'll notice that there are two places to enter. One is a little further north than the other. If we come in from the south, the FOE doesn't see us. Of course, this is just a dead end, so that doesn't help us. But as you can see, he's very happy to rush at us if we come from this northern side. So watch out for that. Not that there's anything down there, but just in case, I guess. Alright, so in the middle of this kind of rectangular area, in between both of those FOEs, there's a treasure chest here. And it's got Shoes of Happiness. Now that is a Dragon Quest reference. Shoes of Happiness were... I think they first appeared in Dragon Quest III, and what they did was they gave you a little bit of experience with every step. Now the Shoes of Happiness are our main equipment, and they're a reference to Dragon Quest. So, as you can see, boots that give experience per step should be useful by the time you get it. What you get is just too small. By 8 onwards, it's generally used as a material for the hat immediately after. Poor thing. So, in Dragon Quest III, which was, I think, was the first time the Shoes of Happiness appear, you get them from fighting Metal Babbles, which are notoriously elusive enemies in the final castle in the game, final dungeon. And they give you a couple of experience points per step, but by that point your characters all take tens of thousands of experience points per level, and so it's not particularly useful. They reappear in other Dragon Quest games, but later on Dragon Quest introduces crafting. And since Dragon Quest introduced crafting, you end up using the Shoes of Happiness to produce something else afterwards. That's what this is referring to. So anyway. So that's another reason why Fujiyama Volcano is so good in this area. So many ice-based enemies. Hey, look what we found here. So I hooked north and east, and then I took that direction south, and it led me to a set of stairs that lead down. So let's check this out. It looks like we might be able to get a treasure chest here. Come on, give me something I can use. Yes, treasure chest. Biggest sword ever. Just a, basic material, or not material, but basic sub-equipment. Good stuff. Alright, here we are in the far northeast corner, and we've got a treasure chest here. Concept of everything times 2. Okay, just material stuff, I think. There's also some other goodies over here, but it looks like we can't quite reach them. We'll keep looking. Alright, we're still way over here up in the northeast corner of level 5, but we found a red exclamation point, so let's check it out. Hey, alright. Just got my favorite character. So let's go check and see what she does. We're running low on TP, a lot of characters anyway, so. Oh, we got an achievement, treasure chest key. So let's check and see what that is first. Open 60 treasure chests, get a key. You love them and I love them too. Treasure chests for all. Some of them are locked though. Okay. Okay, cool. So, no, Patchy, not yet. Next time, Patchy, next time. Let's swap out some members. Alright. Head over to Hakurei's Shrine. We'll level her up real quick. So, looking at her stats, she has kind of low hit points. Not great, but not terrible. Low attack, but very good magic. Moderate to lowish defense. Decent mind. Not a very good defensive character. Good speed, though. So we'll bring her up to level 22. And we'll just buff her magic like crazy, because why not? And check out her skills. So, mind, speed, and evasion. All good. And then special skills and spell cards. Let's see. Myoren Temple Personnel. If the user is in front with Hijiri, Hijiri Byakuren is part of the Myorenji Temple. Or, I guess G is Temple, so Myorenji. When the user gets a turn, you'll receive the effect of all of Hijiri's learned Sutra skills, such as HP recovery and stat buffs. That's nice. Of course, we need to get Hijiri first. When the user is in front, damage against divine enemies increases. The bonus does not stack with similar effects. Item drop rate after battle is increased by 20%. Yes. If the user attacks or is attacked by an enemy with buffs, this pretends as if the buffs are non-existent. When the user kills an enemy, they will be able to act again immediately. Increases magic base value by a lot. Increases speed base value by a lot. Has no effect if... Oh, has no effect if this is already... So you can only choose one. Magic or speed. Then she has 3 spell cards. The Gold Rush. So, Nazrin is important for killing blows. Any enemy that she takes out with Gold Rush multiplies the drop rate by 1.66. It damages enemies with high defense well. This has a short delay, doubles the item drop rate of any enemy that it kills. And finally, dowsing technique number 3, strongest enemies with low mind. Multiplies experience received from any enemy it kills by 1.66. So these are skills that basically you bring Nazrin in, have her knock out an enemy, and then, you know, have her do as many killing blows as possible. So, let's see, yeah. So Nazrin works with the Myorenji crew, and she is a dowser. She has these 2 double-ended metal rods that she uses to find treasure. She's the first boss in... Gosh, what game is that? Is it Undefined Fantastic Object? I think it is. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it is. She's the first boss in that game, and let's see, her character theme song is the Tiny Tiny Clever Commander. So she's a really cool character. She's very useful for grinding extra goodies, especially materials to make stuff with. So we'll be using her a lot for that, also because I like her character a lot. So, that is a new character. And we will head back into the Great Tree and keep exploring. I'll note, over there in the southwest, you can see that the rock that you have to have 10,000 money to get past does respawn anytime you leave the floor. So, make sure that you hit that when you have the chance, and don't forget about it. Hey, we got one more red exclamation point. So, we are just east of the stairs that brought us up to level 5. But of course you have to hook to the south, and then east, and then north, and then back to the west in order to get here. But here we are. We found a tunnel at the end of the wall, so we can go through the other side. That's nice. And it's 2 ways, so now we can... No, we can't. Doesn't the... Hold on, I'm gonna check this. No, I just need a second here. Come on. There we go. Does decent damage, too. Hold on, hold on. I gotta check this. You see, it doesn't get us away from having to use the rock, unfortunately. Not yet. So, it's a shortcut, but not one that is super useful for us. It doesn't... We need to have Aki in the party at all times, basically, while we're in this level. At least until we find the other relay point, which I think there is one. Anyway, back to exploring. Alright. We found another red exclamation point. So, man, look at this area. So, you got the area near the stairs is all, like, kind of symmetrical, but not quite. There's a lot of, like, bits that aren't symmetrical, but then as we come over here, we get more patterns that are almost symmetrical, but also a bunch of really big areas. So here we are over in the southwestern corner, and we've got a red exclamation point. Marisa, it took 30 seconds. There's Wriggle being useful. Now, it didn't give us any characters, but, I mean, we cleared it, so it must do something. Well, look at this. Okay, we are just a little bit south of where Wriggle just did her Wriggle magic. But we got two red exclamation points right next to each other. This is not something... I mean, this is interesting because usually they space them out, but these two are right next to each other. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a barrier. We can't do anything about it. Let's try elsewhere. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, why did they make them red exclamation points that you can't step on? That's just strange. And of course, right here we've got a treasure chest with 2 pieces of magic armor. Alright, sounds good to me. Alright, now we're way off in the southeast corner of the level. But we've got a treasure chest here with Kazu's amulet. We've got some of those before, I think, so nothing too special, but just more stuff to build up our defenses. So we're still over here in the... Well, now we're kind of just in the western side of the dungeon, of the level. But we got another treasure chest. Inside is a kukri. It almost looked like you could get to that other treasure chest, but not quite. Now we got more. A lot of enemies that don't take magic damage. Drunk Ice Spirits are one of them. So Marisa's not going to do any good here. We need someone who can do physical attacks. Or direct attacks, technically. Wow, they just... Wow! Wait, this is a magic attack. Oh, I wasted my life. Oh, it's the worst. Thank goodness Komachi has so many hit points. We just need people to punch them. Drunk ice spirits. Oh, Kawachi's out, so we will have to retreat and come back, but... what I was going to do was, I was going to check... I'm pretty sure it's a sub-item. It's the strongest dagger in the original, but few characters use both stats. And in the expansion, it's completely outclassed by a better weapon. The poor thing. That's another poor thing comment. I don't know what game this is talking about, so I'll have to look it up. I mean, we're at some point we're gonna go through a bunch of that stuff and just kind of look at everything. But man, we are really near the stairs that brought us up to level 5. Just a little bit south from there, and then a little east, and then hooking back north. And we got another treasure chest, which gives us a Yamabiko necklace. So Yamabikos are the echo creatures from Japanese folklore. Kasodani Kyoko is an example of a Yamabiko in Touhou existence. Maybe we'll get her at some point. She's also part of the Myorenji crew. But I'm not actually sure. I mean, I assume you get her in this game, but I haven't actually gotten that far. So anyway, we will keep exploring. Okay, this is interesting. You remember that FOE that was just off to the west a little, or off to the east a little bit? That I was saying that you got to try to not tick him off. So he's right down. Oh, come on, game. Hold on. Let me ruin these sea slugs. Oh, for goodness sake, people, please hit the sea slugs. For some reason, the sea slugs are very evasive, and I think it's not because they're fast, I think it's because they're slippery. But anyway, there's that FOE down there. But if I hook north, I don't quite give them enough time to catch us. And that leads us to a staircase downward here. And this leads us to what looks like a red exclamation point in level 4. So let's see what this is. I was going to say Parsi, but she's in the party right now. Reimu taking on the part of JRPG protagonist for a moment there. A little out of character. Alright, that was Komeiji Satori. Or Satori Komeiji? Satori is her, like, given name. She is a... Oh, what type of creature is she? She's a mind reader, basically. And it's a little bit... It sounds like she's got, like, really, really incredible mind reading powers here in this game. Usually, the way you see it represented is that her eye has to look at you in order to get, like... In order to, like, read your mind. But I guess they're just having her just be picking up psychic reverberations from all around, so... Well, whatever. I mean, it doesn't need to necessarily be super consistent, or maybe it is consistent, I don't know. I could be mistaken about the lore. Anyway, we already met Rin, Kaimbyo Rin, but we need to find Utsuho, and it looks like that barrier that we stumbled onto earlier was Satori's creation, so we'll be able to get past there and see what is next. So here we are, back at where the barrier was, and we can see some stairs and a level 20 boss, as well as what looks like a relay point. Okay, we've activated a relay point, we've got a level 20 boss. And we chunked through all of Aya's MP based on that. Let's see. We still have a lot to explore here, though, so maybe we want to keep looking. I guess we'll keep looking, but we found our first boss of level 5, and they're level 20, which already puts us a little bit over. So, we'll come back. I guess this leads to a treasure chest right here. Inside is a heater muffler, which is a nice anti-cold equipment. So we're here, right smack dab in the middle of the level. There's that FOE that we've been avoiding. It's not the same one that wiped us earlier. This is the other one that we haven't actually fought to see what it is. But there's a spot here that we can head north, out of its reach, and up here we find... Better be something. Oop, we found a red exclamation point. Let's check it out. Oh, it's just a two-way tunnel. Fun. Hold on. Is that a locked treasure chest? Yeah, it's a locked treasure chest. I just saved so we can pop this open and see what's inside without wasting an actual treasure chest key. So let's check it out. Tome of Insight, Vitality, Sense, Energy, Training Manuals. Okay. Some pretty good stuff. It's worth noting that now that we've got this other thing here, we could technically take Aki out of the team if we needed to, but we don't need to. We've almost finished exploring this level, at least as much of it as we can. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably finish exploring that little corner up in the northeast area, and we'll call it for this episode. And then for the next episode, we'll do some other. We'll finish this level off if we can. Maybe do some other. What do you call it? Like FOE hunting or something like that. But yeah, there we are. Let's finish this exploration, and we'll call this an episode. So we're exploring this area over on the far east side of the level. We've got a treasure chest here. Not a boss fight, but just a regular fight, of course. Oh, didn't kill it. Dang it. Ooh. Enemies are starting to have lots of weird effects and stuff. Anyway, this treasure chest has 2 eternal ice. Just material. That's alright. So we're almost done with this area. We got another treasure chest here. Repulsion orb. So, right here. And maybe another one over here. Of course, more sea slugs. Yeah, we need to do magic attacks against that thing. There we go. Finally, Nazrin does something useful. One little tidbit about Nazrin is that if you actually look at the way that her name is written in Japanese, it's actually Nazurin. And everyone shortens it to Naz. But that doesn't make sense because it'd be Nazu. Come on, let's finish this area up. Oh, really? Really, guys? That's not enough. Still not enough. Alright. That does it. We have cleared out every part of Floor 5 that we can without taking on bosses or FOEs. And we already tried the FOE once and it just ruined our you-know-what. So, yeah, we will call this an episode for here today. Got some characters, had some fun interactions between other characters. Got a lead on, we need to get, Satori next, and Oku probably. But yeah, we will continue with this next time, but we will call it here for today. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I hope you're enjoying Labyrinth of Touhou. This is... So I had played 15, 16 hours before on my own. When we did that, when me and that buddy of mine did that half-blind review, we were based on that kind of 16 hours of play that I had done. So we are up about where I got before. And I think last time I actually picked Kaguya, not Moko. So we may have a little bit more luck with that level 20 boss with Moko than Kaguya. Anyway, as always, see y'all later.